Hey, all you assholes, come and listen to us. It's the Keith and the Girl Show.
Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Hamda. Thanks for listening.
And what a fun Friday this is going to be. I'm looking through my notes right now. No rape news. No murders.
Thank you.
We're going to end this week on a positive note. Another school shooting, but who cares? We don't have time for that. I'm not here to bum you out. Do not forget, keithandthegirl.com/tickets. Tickets are now available at early bird prices for my 15th stand-up show.
I can't even believe it.
And we'll also be visiting LA. So for tickets in New York and LA, go to keithandthegirl.com/tickets. Today's guest, featured on the Showtime series Billions, featured on Netflix's The Stand-Ups, featured on Comedy Central, Conan, and host of SiriusXM's The Bonfire. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Soder.
Hi.
How you doing, Dan?
Keith and Hamda. How are you?
No, I don't need that tone. What the fuck is that?
Hi. Welcome to NPR, Dan. Just want to take some donations now. Billions is back Sunday, buddy.
Congrats.
Buddies. 10 p.m. They cut me out of the first episode.
Oh, no.
So fucking week 2. It really gets good.
What happened? What kind of attitude did you pull?
I was like, I will not make eye contact with anyone that does not address me only in character.
And also, redheads, I will only speak to on Tuesdays.
Yeah. And then Damien was like, I'm the lead. You have to talk to me every day. I was like, yeah, that's a good point.
I should have picked redheads.
Why redheads?
But the good news is that when you're not featured in an episode, you can't be fired from the character.
I didn't even think about that.
Because this guy's volatile, right?
Oh, hell yeah. Wait till you see this season.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a good one.
Do you get yelled at?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I get yelled at.
I don't know if I said this to your face before, and it's rude of me not to. I quit drinking, of course, and you were one of the big people that got me to quit drinking.
Really?
Yeah, and I know we never had a conversation about quitting
I was
drinking.
like, oh, wow. I think someone was posing to be me. Just giving you great advice.
But I know, of course, you've been on Keith and the Girl when you were drinking.
Yeah. I used to come here very hungover.
And
sit outside and smoke cigarettes and then just walk in.
You used to have 10 eyelids.
Yeah.
But they were all underneath.
Oh, yeah. It was all bottom lids. I was bottom lid heavy.
But you were still hilarious. You still, I didn't wake up with you in the morning, but you seemed to have your stuff together. And then when you would say, look, I'm gonna quit drinking. What am I doing? Just by saying that, it tells me, obviously, he knows he has a problem. Obviously, I know he's a smart guy. Why am I not quitting drinking if it obviously could make my life better?
And then he sat on that for like 10 years and decided one day.
Yeah. That's good. Let it really, put it in the crock pot and then just let it,
Well, I mean, on your first year, you could have fucked up. He doesn't want to emulate that.
Yeah.
He's got to check out. Now that you're doing well, he's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, you want to get to the moon. You don't want to explode in the stratosphere.
Well, last time Dan was on, somebody brought up that I quit drinking, and Dan says, talk to me after 90 days, okay? So that's how I was dealing with it. I was thinking, maybe I'll quit if Dan's quitting, but talk to me after 90 days, Dan.
I mean, I hate the fact that I said it that coarse, like, talk to me after 90 days, kid. I'll show you how it really goes. But
you were smoking an imaginary cigarette.
Yeah, I always smoke imaginary cigarettes. I'm always a lounge singer from the 50s. Talk to me in 90 days, kid.
How do you get such a sultry voice?
Yes, exactly. Joe List said a similar thing to me, but in a more positive way, I think. He was like, hey, just whatever you do, just get to 90 days. Like, get to 90 days because then the alcohol.
Totally different tone.
Way different. I mean, much sweeter. By the way, check out Netflix, The Stand-Ups Season 2 to see Joe List's incredible half hour.
Oh, sorry. We already told him about Season 1.
Watch Season 1 just to know what you're getting into. Go to Episode 6 and then go in. I just started Episode 6 of Season 1, then go into Season 2. There's a gentleman at the end of that with a large head and some decent bits.
But you would see other people that try to quit, and they ask you for help, which is funny because people look to me and say already, friends that I know, and say, I wonder if I should quit. I'm like, well, we know what that means already, don't we?
Yeah, I think there's a form of alcoholism that people don't really talk about where it's like you have shit on your shirt and someone's like, I changed my shirt. And you're like, you look way better. I think I have shit on my shirt. And you're like, oh yeah, your back's covered in shit. And they're like, oh, well, you know what? I'm not going to take it off yet, but I'm starting to smell it. And I should probably take it off soon. But I've had friends that a friend I grew up with who I love very much, but he's in a very dark place in his life, and he's been fired from a bunch of jobs, and he's not in the entertainment industry. He's just a guy
You know how to talk to those people?
Sometimes.
Magical.
It's very hard. Sometimes I go, okay, I'm going to be a character. No, but one of my buddies I grew up with, and he did the thing. I was back in Denver, and he was like, he doesn't live in Denver anymore, but he was there at the same time, and he was like, I got a fucking problem, dude. I got to quit. And I was like, come over to my mom's. And we sat at my mom's townhouse and talked for a good 2 to 3 hours. And, you know, I have that energy to give you that motivational speech once. You got once. And I'll spend hours talking to you about it. But he was like, all right, I'm going to quit, man. This is going to change my life. I'm going to get healthier. And I'd check in on him like a week later. And then like, you know, a month later, I get a 2 a.m. phone call like, you fucking suck. You're not, you know, like, this sucks. What? I'm like, are you drunk? He's like, so what, man? Like, that's who I am. I'm like, okay, cool. And then he tried it again. Like, hey, dude, I think I got to quit. And I was like, all right, well, now this time you're going to read the book, The Easy Way to Quit Drinking by Alan Carr, which was a gift to me by Nikki Glazer, which I love. And if you're even thinking about quitting drinking, read the book, because you can still, Alan Carr tells you to drink while you're reading the book. So you can kind of, the things he tells you, you see in first person, you know, where he's like, hey, this isn't really that great of a...
Good morning. Does your head hurt? Well, let's dive in.
Yeah, it really is. But it's also like, hey, you don't need that beer when you go to the bar. Like next time you're at the bar, don't try to have that beer and see kind of how it feels. And that panic you're feeling is... And he explains all that in a very much more eloquent way than I ever could.
Do you still panic?
Oh, yeah. I went out last night with the cast. We wrapped Billions and everyone was out. And I ate and I had a couple ginger ales. And then... when I started noticing people were, you know, having a little more drinks, I was like, you know what? I want to go home. I'm just going to go home and watch TV. So there was just no problem. No one was like, oh, what? Everyone's like, cool, man.
Is that a panic associated thing?
It's a temptation.
I see.
It's a temptation. I mean, my identity for a long time was drinking. For a long time. And my family's identity is drinking. My dad's.
You were literally sponsored by Bud for a while.
Guinness.
Right? I always say Bud.
All hail Diageo. King Liquor Company. Yeah, I was drinking that mud water for fucking 2 years. And then I was like, get me the... I can't thank Guinness enough for making me realize I had a drinking problem. Thank you. From the sweet hills of Ireland, from the hills of Kilkenny,
That's
realize...
how I realized I was an atheist is because I went to Jew school for so long.
Yep. Isn't it crazy? When you're around something that's like a lot.
Immersion therapy.
Yeah, you're just like, fuck this noise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the thing. My dad, he was a Catholic priest, and he told me too much. Don't tell your kids too much of something you want them to get into.
He goes, I'm not going to lie. This Jesus guy, we don't even know if he's real.
They don't tell you about Xenu right away in Scientology.
I mean, I had to get my theatin level up to clear before I could. Right. Guys, can I tell you the miracle that is Xenu? You're like, that's what you did? I go, oh, yeah. No, I overcorrected. I went alcoholism Scientology.
But you mentioned how you would be tempted being out at a Billions party. I find myself the opposite. When I see people going for that fifth drink, or I see people stumbling at the cheese counter, and I'm like,
Speaking of,
my head is clear.
So you are in the honeymoon stage of it.
Okay.
So right now you're like,
judgmental stage.
Yes, very much so. And you're like, I feel great. Fuck you. You're drinking poison. Then you'll go through the anger stage where you get annoyed with drunk people.
Okay.
Because you're over it and you're just kind of like, shut the fuck up. Like, shut up. And like, I'm serious. We're going to hang tomorrow. And you're like, no, we're not. So shut up. And you start to, and then the third one.
Wait, before you tell them the third one, can I see if the first and second merged with a hang we had the other day?
Okay.
Because I think I saw the line, like, you know, when it turns midnight, look at Keith's face. And Keith was like, you're high, they're high, this one's drinking, that's one doing that. And I'm like, did I just see that on Keith's face where he just did the math around the room? Did I see it on your face?
No, and here's the problem with people with problems.
How high and mighty you've gotten.
They now they're just, am I being judged? Am I being live your life, Hemda?
Oh no, you were always judging me. I'm just wondering if now I can tell when.
Yeah. Now you want to see it in the eyes, like shark eyes.
Yeah, now that your eyes are clear, I can see them.
Yeah.
Hemda will learn when it's time. There's nothing I can do about it, and there's nothing I should do about it.
Yeah. Oh man, that's great. I love it. I love that you've already climbed up the mountain of judgment, looking down on everyone.
No, I could be, even when I was drinking, if somebody starts repeating a story for the third time, I'm out.
Oh man, I was pretty good when I was drunk. I wasn't like that big of a mess. The only person I could ever tell when I was really drunk was Nate Bargatze. I mean, he's the only person that could ever tell.
That's because he's the most still person alive.
I mean, he's great, but I would call him and be like, "You're hammered, aren't you, buddy?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, how do you know?" He's like, "I can just tell. You slur a little bit." I was like, I don't slur at all. Shut up.
You shut the fuck
You're
up.
my best friend. I love you.
That's just my twang.
I love you. I'm going to move to Nashville too.
That's how I used to know that Keith was drunk. The 2 a.m. Like, you know what? You're a great show partner.
Oh,
I'm like,
sometimes I need to learn. What's crazy about not drinking is you need to learn how to get back there sober.
Right. I don't know how to thank anybody now.
I mean, oh my God, the appreciation sometimes I would feel hammered. I'd be like, "You're such a great roommate. You let me smoke cigarettes inside while I watch The Wire." And Becky Ann's like, "I don't let you. You just do it." I was like, "Good point."
what's the third one? I blocked you. So there's judgment, there's anger.
And then there is there's judgment, anger, and then temptation, where you're just kind of like, maybe I could have. I don't ever really like go through the thought, but then I'm kind of like, do I want a beer? I don't want a beer. And then I had a non-alcoholic beer, and I was like, I kind of missed this, but then you're immediately like, no. I was with a friend, and she was like, I had one Beck's non-alcoholic, and I put it down, and I was like, oh, the monster's back. You're like, right. I want a fucking another one. Even if it's a non-alcoholic, you're like, I just want another beer. And I'm like, this is why I stopped. So then immediately I was like, let me just get a Coke. Like, just take that away. It was nice to enjoy the taste of a beer, a non-alcoholic beer.
Well, I don't want to call Keith out, but within the 90 days, he had 1 day of relapse, which it's not countable because he went back on. Well, whatever it counts for. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I think it's 90. How long? How far in?
Over 200.
You're over 200 days now?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking A, dude.
Are you upset that he's not surprised?
No.
Well, when you said that he slipped during 90, I was worried that he was going to say 91, and I was going to be like, well, you got to restart because that slip up technically is like you drank, so now you got to go 90 again, like 90 days straight.
See. So since he's at 90 again, he's good for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to get to that the 90 straight with no booze because you just see your fucking life way better. It's just way better. You realize how powerful advertising is, how truly powerful advertising is. I love Bill Hicks, and I used to watch. I have this DVD with like 3 of his specials on it, and there's this one special that he does from England. Where it's an all right one. It's not my favorite special of his, and even he admitted in interviews it wasn't his best special. But he does this joke where he's like, "If you work in advertising, kill yourself." And I was always like, this joke's really dark. Like, I don't get it. I was watching when I was like 18, 19. I was like, I don't get this shit at all. And then now at 35, I'm like, what a brilliant bit. What a brilliant bit. He was right. So much of our problem, like alcohol.
He was right. My father was right.
I mean, my dad was never right. My dad was wrong on all accounts, and I'm just learning how to accept that.
He died of wrong.
Yeah, fuck yeah, he did. Wrong put him in the dirt.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not tempted. I do. Not too long ago, I was online dating, and so we went on like 3 dates, and I'm really into this woman. And then the 4th date, it was understood we're going to have sex. We go to have sex, nothing was compatible, and it really bummed me out. And then on the way home, I passed. Now New York City, this is one hell of a place to quit, right? So I passed the 17th liquor store, and I'm like, man, that's some sad fucking news. Maybe I should drink. And then I'm like, nah, what a cliche that would be.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I've had moments where I'm like, do I just walk in? Do I just walk in and crawl into the bottom of the
Still,
bottle?
how many years are you sober?
5. I hit 5 2 weeks ago.
Congrats. And still? I don't mean to sound-
it doesn't leave.
Okay.
Especially, I mean, like it was Keith's identity, just like it was my identity. It was like a thing where you're like, you're fun.
Right.
You're a fun drunk. I know that. I've gotten drunk with you. I've been around you when we've been drinking. You're fun. It's hard to be fun. And then, you're like, oh, I'm really good at that. It's like, It's like if basketball was killing you, but you could just ball your ass off and you just walk by a court and you go, I bet I could still dunk. I bet I could dunk on those motherfuckers like you. And what's weird is it's never cool bars. It's never clubs. It's dingy bars and airport bars. Where I walk by and I go, I could get real fucked up during this layover and no one would know.
Because if you I have more of a food addiction. It's never going to be salad that I relapse on. Like, I ate too much of salad today. It's the disgusting donut at the airport, the Cinnabon that, people talk about in their stand-up, and then you're not allowed to talk about those people because they did inappropriate things, and then you quote them anyway, and then you want to take it back, but you can't because it's so appropriate.
And the internet lives forever. But it really is. I totally, you're absolutely right. It's never the sexy, like, oh, I had a relapse on this. It's like,
because it's not associated with sexy. It's associated with
yeah. And I think that's where you got to watch out when you stop drinking. Is you got to watch out to be like, it's similar to cigarette smoking. I'll hit 5 years in June of quitting smoking cigarettes, and I have friends that have quit smoking cigarettes for 2 years, and then they do something small like have a Swisher Sweet or like a clove, and then you're like, you're smoking again. And then they just all of a sudden are smoking Marlboros, and you're like, what are you doing? They're like, I don't know, man. Just I'm back. And you're like, oh yeah, you slipped, but it's okay. Like, it's okay to slip and you can come back, but you can't fall. You can't fall back into it.
Yeah, when you eat the one donut, don't eat the rest of the box because hey, I ate the one donut.
Exactly. Yeah. You're just like,
it's all associated with the same thing.
Yeah, because when you go back there, it's never going to be different.
And now the conclusion of our AA talk.
Yeah, guys, I have chips for you. And
they're Lay's, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I find myself mixing the judgmental things that you're talking about with the temptation, where if I feel like, maybe I could just have a drink every so often. Now that I know I have a problem, but I know better. So I'm like, all right, let me go into a dive bar at 3 a.m. deliberately just to see the messes. When I want to be on a diet, I walk into a McDonald's and look around and leave.
I'm very lucky enough that I get to do comedy every night and just be in comedy clubs and see overserved people 3 to 4 nights a week where you're just like, oh, that person's fucking hammered. Right. And then they, I bet if I saw you the next day, you'd be a great person. Mm-hmm. But the right day, they're like, fuck yeah. Just like yelling. And you're like, you don't act like that. You can't act like that all the time.
How do you feel about your weed smoking, which some people say is not sober?
Yeah, I'm not sober. I don't ever say I'm sober. I just don't drink. I don't.
What does
I
weed
do drugs.
Do for you?
Everything.
Why do you have some?
Hell yeah, I do. I'm waiting on it. I'm trying to be a good boy. I'm not getting high during the day anymore, and that's big for me. Because honestly, and this is probably another form of addiction, just me trying to rationalize it. But I have like a lot of anger and like a lot of emotional issues, a lot of it from my childhood that I don't think I ever worked out nor was allowed to work out. And I probably should be on Zoloft. I probably should be on some sort of prescription, but I don't. I hate pharmaceuticals. I legitimately.
Does that brain that tells you suck and everything, does that fan slow down when you smoke weed?
When I smoke weed, just a little bit of weed. If I get stoned, I'm useless, and that's like the equivalent of me getting fucked up. But if I take like a one hitter, the person that noticed that was Vecchione, my roommate, because he jokingly has Coffee Dan and Weed Dan. And he's like, Coffee Dan is a lot to deal with. He's like, you have a lot of energy, dude. Like a lot of energy. But then I'll take like one hit and he's just like, you're just more yourself. You're more relaxed. As opposed, I don't get fucking, like, I don't smoke a blunt. I'm not like ripping blunts and being like, I'm normal. But I'll take like a one hitter and be like, oh, okay, what was I freaking out about? I don't know. I really enjoy.
But you're supposed to be freaking out about it. You're like, I really just forgot.
Yeah. Oh, I'm on fire. I should be. Oh, my apartment's on fire. Oh God, I should be freaking out.
Well, Hemda's reading or read the 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem. I know you're reading four agreements for personal freedom, right?
The 4 agreements. The Toltec.
I'm going through BuzzFeed lists. So we're all
cool.
Yeah.
Dude, my favorite thing is outside the BuzzFeed office, there's just like 2 homeless people next door, like sleeping like right outside of their door. And it's like 20 signs that your office is apathetic. Every time I'd walk by, I'd be like 15 signs that things aren't going well for him. Because BuzzFeed is such garbage shit that you're just like, oh man, you guys, it was, I don't know. I found it very funny to see these 2 down in the dumps people outside of an office.
I find it funny to always see homeless people in front of churches.
Yeah, but churches let them. They let them sleep on the stairs.
Oh, that's so nice. They let you sleep on the stairs.
I know, but it is like...
In all fairness, the homeless people are probably comedy writers. They're trying to get work.
They go, listen, I got to wake up. I got a packet. I got a Daily Show packet due on Friday.
Do you see a difference since drinking with sex? since quitting drinking and having sex?
Oh yeah, I'm much better at it. I think I don't just fucking throw the body weight and jackhammer. I actually,
There's rhythm.
yeah, there's rhythm and there's feeling and there's sensory overloads and
What was it like in the beginning? Were you nervous to have sex without booze?
yeah, I didn't know I had so many nerves on my dick. I was like, whoa, well, hello, whoa, because when you're drunk, it's just all fucking, you're just mushing everything in there. And
Trigger alert.
Oh, yeah, you're just like, oh, come here, and then but sober sex is way better. It's way better.
Well, how do you stop from coming so quickly if all the nerve endings are up?
I've got intimacy issues, so I can fuck forever.
You can last. That's so right.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
novel. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Great.
Just have parents that weren't there. You'll fuck like a champ. I don't want to come. I don't know you. And if I do know you, I don't want to come because you know me too well. You have to be right in the sweet spot. You have to be right in that fucking.
You're
kind of know you, but not really.
You're single now.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
with all the success that I just read, are we taking advantage of it and having sex? Or do you really have to know the person?
I'm in this weird place, man, where at 34, about to turn 35, I've never really been in a very successful relationship. I've never been like, I have friends who are like, have been in 4, 5, 6-year relationships. I top out at 2. And like, for me, 2 felt like 2 decades. So
Right.
it's like, what? And I'm in therapy and it's kind of like, I'm just done kind of being broken. And
What feels long about a relationship? Because you always sound like
I can't open myself up to anybody.
where's your line?
When they talk about your family, is that the line?
Um,
Because that's a regular topic.
yeah, no, I'm fine talking about my past, and I'm fine talking about all that kind of shit. I think where the line is letting people in, and it's hard to describe what that actually means, but it really is like putting my guard down. I don't think I've ever really put my guard down with a woman I've dated.
Do you do it with your male friends? Because you're in a circle
Yes.
of friends that's very intimate with each other.
Yes.
You guys make it a point to go out into the woods to do very specific drugs together, to
Yeah.
call each other when you need.
And what's weird is it's not male friends. Michelle Wolf knows me very, very, very personally, and she's one of my best friends, and she's obviously a woman, and
so it's just people that you're actually supposed to be intimate
Yeah.
with physically and emotionally.
yes,
you can't tie that together.
I have friendship wise, I'm fine intimacy. You can ask my friends, and I'll go all the way. I'll go all the way down. Like you can. I don't mind letting my friends in because I don't know. I'm trying to learn why. I'm 34 and I'm trying to learn why it's easier for me to let my friends in. But when I start dating a woman, I think it obviously has probably something to do with my parents' divorce, my dad's abandonment of me, my mom's.
I know it's funny how we could list it, but we're like, but what is it doing to me now?
Yeah, but it is, and you don't realize. And I think that's what the great thing about therapy is you can kind of trace those back and just be like, oh, fuck, I didn't realize how much that hurt me. Because at the time you're surviving. So at the time you're like, let me just get over this. Especially my dad's death and my sister's death. I think my sister's death really created a lot of intimacy issues. Where as far as like, I'm very afraid of loving someone because I'm afraid they'll be killed. And that's a big fucking.
I had that when my brother attempted suicide.
Yeah.
But he like said his goodbye. He meant to kill himself. It was like a shock to him that he woke up. And so from there for years, if I didn't hear back from you, I showed up at your doorstep because I thought you just killed yourself.
But
It took a long time.
It's weird because for me, from an outsider, that you're like, well, of course it's a normal reaction. Your brother tried to kill himself, and you're worried about people that you care about. For me, it's kind of like, you know what it is? It's like the living room that you're not allowed in, like with the nice furniture. Like women are like, what's that room? I'm like, bitch, don't go in there. You are not allowed in there. If you want to suck my dick, you stay on the back porch because I will not let you in the living room. You are outside company. You are an outdoor cat.
Do you think you sound like somebody that is, quote, debating quitting? Like, I wonder if I should quit, and they know the answer.
Oh, no, I absolutely know. I'm starting to see now my ex-girlfriend I really care about and I still have a lot of feelings for. And, but I don't want to be with her, which is a weird thing because it's like, but she was the one that brought up my intimacy issues. And I was like, I wasn't being honest with her in the way that I needed to be honest, where it's kind of like, I just enjoyed her. So I was like, this is what a relationship is. I still enjoy her. We get coffee and hang out, and I think she's fucking amazing. And whatever guy does end up with her as a very lucky guy. But I also learned to start being more honest with myself and being like, well, there were things missing that I needed from her in the relationship.
Which is funny because she'll say, okay, now you know to give more. Yeah, I do. All right, gonna go though.
Yeah, I mean, it is a weird position to be in, and where she's like, "Oh, you've learned," and you're like, "Yeah, that doesn't change this though." Like, not that it doesn't change it, but it does make it seem like.
Well, what feelings do you still have for her?
I admire her.
Okay,
no, nothing romantic. I genuinely like miss us talking as much as we did because she was so funny, and we used to just like. She made me laugh. So I found out I want that to be in a relationship, but then I also need, other stuff that I don't think was there that I wasn't being honest with myself about.
When's the last time you had sex?
That's what it sounded like.
And I was like, don't touch me. Don't look at me. I want to say 2 months ago. 2 months ago.
Okay.
With a lovely lady friend. It sounds like a hooker. It wasn't a hooker.
And her lovely lady lumps.
Yeah, her lovely lady. Check it out. But it was a similar situation where we had sex, and it was like, of course, the intimacy issues creeped up. Like the first couple times we had sex, it was incredible, and then the more I got to know her, the sex started petering out because I'm like, oh, you're getting close. Oh, you're getting close. Oh, don't touch me. So now I'm not celibate, but I'm staying off sex that isn't connected.
Staying off, getting off.
I mean, I'm jerking off like a fucking circus chimp, but
welcome back.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Good to be back and having that old 14-year-old sex drive.
To me, I had sex the other day, and this woman doesn't really know me, and it's weird that I'm in my 40s, and I'm like, you know nothing, and,
Yeah.
So tell me about yourself. What?
Huh?
I'm male.
Yeah.
Where do we start?
My penis likes to be touched.
Kindergarten was a fun time for me.
Glue. I still like to pick dried glue off my hand.
Sometimes I put it on my face. It's funny.
It's funny. Look, it looks like I'm peeling my skin off. I kind of want to go to this place where I'm only going to have sex with someone that I can't believe I'm saying this, like get into a relationship with. Mm-hmm. So I kind of want to like someone. Because I think that's where my issues have stayed broken is I've separated sex from relationships where it's been like, all right, we're having sex, but it was almost like a prerequisite as opposed to being part of the relationship. It was like, sex is good. Check. Are we in a relationship? Well, we don't need the sex anymore. As opposed, I don't know.
I feel like that's what.
But I've never been in a successful relationship, so.
No, I think that's what we're doing with drugs. Like, I feel like people used to just tell us to stay away from drugs, but now we're selecting the drugs at the right time.
Yeah.
And we're doing the right things with them. And, by we, it's whoever wants to include themselves in this we.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you look at like, I'm really interested in how they use hallucinogenics to help people with PTSD. Because I think forever they were like, mushrooms and acid and ayahuasca and DMT. It's for, what are you just going to do drugs? You're just going to get fucking high. And then there's these soldiers coming back that we don't take care of, at all. We're just kind of like, hey, thanks for your service. Here's a Bud Light commercial, and we'll yell if anyone kneels during the anthem because we think you're offended.
And also look at all the ribbons.
Yeah, like a ribbon. I got a ribbon because I like what you did, and the person's like, help me, like help me. I saw murder over there, and you're like, no, you listen to the anthem again. It's your song. Don't you like your song?
Remember when you came home and your puppy went nuts?
Oh my god! Remember your kid was surprised because they never seen you. Because you've been fucking over there
killing people.
Yeah, but
they're like, I would kneel too if I could.
Yeah, they're like, I just need a break, dude.
I literally cannot kneel.
But there is like, Rolling Stone did a really fascinating article about using hallucinogenics to help people that are victims of rape and murder, or, like and PTSD, and like kind of doing these guided trips where people spend money to do ayahuasca 3 times, which I know you guys have Mike Kaplan on a lot. He does a lot.
No.
But I think you can also get carried away with it. And that's where it becomes a thing. There I go. Is Mike Kaplan behind me? He's just in a robe and a cape. And he goes, I knew you were right there. But I think it's like, it's that. I think we're...
I think it's the same thing. Look, you're going to be on drugs. You're not going to be on drugs. This stuff is playing in your head. Sometimes when you like are alone or in your car or something, you're around people and you get the shivers because you went back there in your mind and it felt very real and you brought it to current time and your whole body shook. And then you're like, why the fuck? I'm not even in that space. So doing that on drugs with a guide, you get the shivers and you go sit there in that shiver
and deal with it
because you're not getting raped right now. You're not killing anyone right now.
And you're okay, and you can fix that.
Yeah.
And so what's weird is you say that is I'm going through a loneliness stage where I'm because I'm not seeking the sexual attention of women that I have no intention of connecting with emotionally. I'm casting that off, but I'm feeling a form of loneliness that I haven't felt in a while. And I told Vecchione last night, I go, it's like I'm going crazy, and these ghosts of my ex-girlfriends are going, come on, let's give it another shot. And I'm like, you're not really there right now, Danny. Like, I know you're not there. You're in LA. You're like, you've been gone for years because you feel fucking like you're going fucking nuts. You feel like you're going nuts. And I think with the guided trips, people are like, hey man, like sit in that, feel it, see how it feels.
And know that, okay, so as you're feeling like shit, as you're getting the shakes, now really look at it. What's actually happening? And you look around, and as you're shaking, as you're feeling fucked up, you look around, you go, I'm safe. Okay. Are you really safe? Yes, I am. What kind of harm could happen to you right now?
Yeah.
Nothing. So when you go back in time, is that helpful? Is that like let's go back in time and bring you to current and then let's stay there. So I feel like and drugs can scare the shit out of you because it makes
fucking A, they can.
Yeah. And and then you realize nothing can happen to me. And I can be this scared and come down to normal and nothing can happen to me.
And I think it's pretty crazy once you learn what you can go through as a human being to be able to go back and actually patch those things up and be like, oh man, I'm way stronger than I thought I was, but I'm also way weaker than I thought I was. And I think there's duality to that. But something that's interesting is I tell Michelle Wolf that I'm getting into documentaries and like stuff about the Old West. I'm like real dad knowledge, as I call it. Like stuff that only when I was a kid, I was like, why does your dad care so much about the West? And then now at 34, I'm like, this is a really good Ken Burns documentary.
Well, it is interesting that, remember when they used to bring in like the fucking projector and we're going to watch it's like, back in 1000 BC, the natives, they're like, oh my God. But now it's like, oh my God, what are they doing?
Yeah, like it's interesting. But the thing that I find interesting is...
and then we start sentences with, the thing that I find interesting is...
But it is. And fuck it. And also part of that...
the Guinness back.
Yeah, I'll drink again. Let's do shots. Bring a woman in here that I'm not going to want to talk to after I come. But there are things where, like, what you're saying about drugs and how we're kind of learning about that, there was a time where west of the Mississippi was basically space to the settlers. They're like, there was,
tell me about it, Daddy.
Yeah. Father, what's the knowledge? But Lewis and Clark, when they went west, they were writing back. They didn't know what an antelope was. They didn't know what a fucking antelope was. They're like, there's a creature with horns on its head. It's like, you dipshit. But also, like, when the Cheyenne first saw what a horse was, they had to walk everywhere. So they finally see a horse and they're like, what the fuck is this thing? And then it changes their culture. So it's weird how much we don't know. And even now in 2018, we don't know shit.
What was life before Google?
Yeah, well, that's also false knowledge. People think they know a lot of shit because they can Google it and they're like, actually.
Well, I would you see the kids eating the Tide Pods and you think how stupid, but I don't know. You had to test all this stuff out.
How are you going to know?
If we find out Tide Pods are delicious, we'd be like, what took so long?
Tell me right now that Downy, the blue Downy, didn't look like a delicious drink growing up.
Right.
Looked like a blue milkshake. And that huggable ass bear running around.
They didn't have the cotton plant challenge. You ate it and you saw if it was edible.
You put the bounce sheet on your face and realized the bleach was getting into your eye.
No, you looked at tree market. And how do you know for sure? Like,
oh, God, I can't wait to see all the mesothelioma that we got from when we get high and just put bounce sheets all over us so we didn't smell like weed walking back into school. Like, I can just see it now, Celino and Barnes in 15 years, be like, were you exposed to bounce sheets? You're like, yeah, a lot. You might have money coming to you.
Right. No, even celery. Who said, yes, definitely edible? No, you had to try all this stuff and you had to try it multiple times.
But that's the whole thing. It's like, we don't fucking know. Like, hallucinogenics could be great for psychology. They could also be fucking terrible. We're learning. And that's like, I know alcohol is bad for me. Is weed bad for me? We'll figure it out sooner or later. But I know my life is
So far, so good.
considerably better. I mean, when I talk to people who quit drinking, immediately it's just kind of like, hey, cool, huh? How much fucking better is this shit? Like, this shit sucks.
I didn't know you only had one head.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I go, oh, wow. I like talking to you when you're not slurring and asking to borrow money.
I was thinking this the other day. I was talking to somebody and it just hit me like, I wonder where this guy's head is at. You know?
We don't know where anyone's head's at.
Isn't that funny? Not necessarily just their genetic makeup, but just walking around being like, this guy has a hangover. This guy's high right now. Like, it's funny. We don't know.
I've had so many awkward interactions on the subway where I just want to be like, hey, I'm sorry. I am very stoned and I'm really into this Royal Blood album right now. I am so sorry. And then also sometimes I'll be high and like, you know, like I'll sit down, I'll be sitting on the subway and then like a black woman will like get on the subway and I'll be like, I'll get up and be like, hey, take my seat. And then she'll be like, no, what? I'm getting off at the next stop. And I'll sit down and be like, does she hate me because I'm a white guy? Like, am I racist? But I'm like stoned and I'm like, oh, you're high on public transportation and you're dealing with all these social issues where I just want to be like, I'm stoned. And she'd be like, oh, you know, you're good. I'm going to the next train stop. Sit down, enjoy your music.
She starts leaving. He goes, I know I'm white. I know.
I'm the devil.
And she goes, sorry if I was weird about that interaction. I'm a little drunk.
Yeah, she goes, I'm hammered and I wanted to fuck you with no strings attached. I went, ooh, all right.
Here's a fun drug story. This woman was found gouging her own eyes out with her hands outside of a church in South Carolina.
This is good because we were talking too positively about drugs.
Yeah, let's take it back to where it really fucks shit up.
Let's see all sides. The 20-year-old fought off help from locals while in a state of delirium, and it eventually took a team of deputies to restrain her long enough to transport her to the trauma unit at nearby Memorial Hospital, where doctors broke the news to the mom that the daughter is now completely blind.
I mean, that's strength.
Yeah, that's drug strength.
Yeah.
That is PCP, methamphetamines. That's something where like also, where it says that no one could get to them, it's almost, you hear that tone when you're like, hey, you got something in your eye. You're like, I got it. I got it. And they're like, you're digging your eyes out. And she's like, I got it.
I did everything I could.
I did it. Yeah. And you're like, I tried to step in, but she's very strong.
Well, she's going to
Like-
slap me back.
Like those sitcoms where it's like, if you just let me go for it. No,
Yeah.
I got to tell you this.
Yeah.
But if you
Right.
just let me quickly, I just want to, will you marry me? No, I wanted to break up with you.
Yeah, if there was a live studio audience for her gouging of her eyes. Oh, the deputy shows up. Yeah, like a neighbor.
Months before the incident took place, she was given marijuana from coworkers that was possibly laced with either cocaine or meth. So she's guessing.
Okay.
She felt a high that she had never experienced before.
Oh, yeah.
And once she researched her symptoms, good luck looking stuff up on the internet. When she researched her symptoms and discovered this, she left her job and coworkers behind. She would remain out of work for another month until she landed another gig where another coworker pressured her into trying meth for the first time. She gave in.
Hold on real quick.
Yeah.
Just so I could get all the facts straight. When she first tried marijuana laced with crystal meth
Right. Or cocaine.
or cocaine, she got high, researched it, and then she smoked weed or she did coke.
And then
job.
I guess she researched it, and it seems like a sentence is missing, but it was just too much. This crazy stuff that she smoked that she can't even go to work. She has to deal with.
She goes, first off, I needed to go rail some lines and listen to some Sylvester.
Question, can you smoke a joint and there's coke in it and it
Yeah,
does something?
it's called a woo blunt. That's what it was called when I was growing up. It makes the weed burn slower.
Oh, and does
You could smoke. I mean, laced weed is.
I just don't know what smoking coke does.
Oh well, it gets you fucking high. The only time I've ever done coke is I smoked it.
Yeah, what is it? It enhances the weed high?
Honestly, in my experience, I was in Clifton, New Jersey, and I was with the guy I was staying on his couch with. He worked on Wall Street, so we were just these fucking douchebags. Right. But we were at their house, and they were freebasing coke, where you smoke it. It's not crack. Crack is cooked. Coke, when you freebase coke, you burn it under and you smoke with a straw. And we were just like in a circle. And I was hammered.
Is that the same as snorting coke?
I don't know. I can't. I can only tell you that I smoked a little bit of it and then was awesome at Nintendo Wii Home Run Derby. I mean, I was fucking ripping it. And I was just chatting. I was just like, no, fucking man. And then I woke up the next day. I was like, this is the worst feeling. I was hungover and I had a Coke hangover. And I was like, and that's the only time I've ever done it.
Did you do uppers back in the?
Dude, I'm so obnoxious. No.
Yeah, because you're so up.
I'm up. That's why I like weed. Because weed's like, it's like it's like the opposite effect of like Adderall. Like if I take Adderall, you don't want to be around me because I'm just like, I'll chatter. Even when I do mushrooms, I did mushrooms in Molly the last time I did drugs, and I was just like a chatterbox where I was like,
isn't that the Molly?
Yeah, but God, I mean, sometimes when you're in it, you're like, this feels great, and then you come down, you're like, I said a lot of dumb shit. I said a lot of dumb shit, but I was with Ari, Michelle, and Gary Veter, so there was like fun because I was like, and then the next time I saw them, I'm like, hey guys, sorry about all that, and they're like, yeah, we're all fucked up. I'm like, okay, thank God.
I've done the Molly just alone with hubby face, and so like. I'll sit in the tub and I'll go, you know what? I should tell you more than I love you. And I think I have this block and that block. And like 4 hours later, I'm like, wait, you're on Molly too. Did you want to say anything?
That's so funny. Oh God, I have the talking stick the entire time. You take the talking stick.
Dan, nobody brought a talking stick.
Oh God, this is my hair. I ripped out a clip of my hair. Why did I do this? God, this drug is good. But I'm definitely not an upper guy. I'm a downer guy. I like downers. I'm much better on downers.
So this woman, Kaylee Muthart, although she stopped using meth for a brief period of time, her friend gave it to her again later. This time, very clear. This is meth. She returned to it when she started feeling isolated and lonely from never going to work for no reason. Just days before she was to enter a rehab facility, she used meth and experienced a hallucination that warped her perception of her relationship with God. And that led her to the railroad tracks outside the church where she gouged out her own eyes.
I mean, you really, when you end and gouge out your own eyes, whatever leads to it's like, yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
Or also, when you say my relationship with God changed, like cool God showed up with a leather jacket over, like, hey, you know what would be really awesome if you ripped your eyes out for me.
Yeah, during meth, my relationship with the leprechaun changed too. Like, it was weird.
Guys, you weren't there.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you were on meth. You weren't there either.
Santa Claus was weird that day.
I blew the Easter bunny on the train track.
That I'm happy with, but the rest of it is questionable.
All those chocolate eggs, they have to go, you have to earn them somehow.
Yeah.
You know what I dig about you? Sacrifice.
Yeah.
Just like you dig about me.
Hey, Kaylee. Hi, it's God. Can you tear your eyes out for me? Thanks, sugar.
I thought everyone, you're a real angel.
Yeah.
I thought everyone who had died was stuck in their graves, she said, and that God was up in heaven alone, and that I had to sacrifice something important to be able to release everyone in the world of God.
Okay, let's just make it clear that if you're about to do drugs, if the drugs take you to a point where you are somehow the only one, the coolest one, the most something, you're wrong.
Yeah. Also,
you're just another little shit.
As someone that has slight OCD, I get it. Like everything she just said, I was like, oh yeah. No, I've definitely had OCD to the point where I'm like, yeah, they were probably definitely stuck in their graves, and you needed to do a sacrifice because God is bummed and alone.
You know what? I mean, if you believe in God and everything that goes with it religious wise, none of this is so crazy. You have to make a sacrifice to God. I would say to my dad when he'd bring up the crucifixion that I simply don't get it. God had to die as a human being to feel all the pain, and that forgave us of sin, but we can't sin. And why would hurting yourself forgive anything?
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
We paid off the credit card. Why can't we use the credit card?
And he would say, that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, but that's always like,
okay.
I remember my mom was raised Irish Catholic, and I was raised Episcopalian. And I remember we were leaving church and when I was a kid, and I was like, hey, Jesus is God's only son, right? And she goes, yeah. But we're all God's children, right? She went, yeah. How did that work? And my mom goes, I just remember her hitting the turn signal, and she goes, I don't know, Dan. And it just took a left, and I was like, that's the most honest answer I'm going to get out of her. I just remember hearing that turn signal and her being like, I don't fucking know. What do you want from me, lady? I'm bankrupt. Your dad fucked us. I'm just trying to raise you, kid. I'm just trying to raise you.
So there's only one God, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But there's kind of three, right?
Yeah, I think. Why is divorce illegal in God's eyes? We don't know. We don't know. There's paperwork involved. Yeah, that is it. That's like a weird thing where, do you think there was anyone when Jesus was like, I'm going to be crucified? And they're like, are you on meth? Do you feel like this is a sacrifice that if you make, do you feel like God's alone and all the people? Jesus is like, I got to do it. I'm fucking high. Look at these abs. These are meth abs.
We find there were opioid fields on fire or something back in the old days.
They go, oh my God, Jesus was on opioids.
Of course, he loved everybody.
Yeah. Oh, of course he's down with whores. Dude's doing fucking opiates. Guy's banging junk into his arm.
Okay, but I thought about the sacrifice thing because I've been trying to compare what people think God is to what people think the universe is to what our connection is and blah 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 blah. So sacrifice.
Just keep in mind we're all not in this bathtub right now.
Fair, totally fair.
But you go. We've been talking for 4 hours. Come down, I appreciate you. Keep going.
Is my talking stick on?
Yeah. Here's my clump of hair. Talk.
Okay, so what if the sacrifice is actually okay? So let's say your kid, quote, fucks up in the eyes of the Lord, right? Mm-hmm. And you're supposed to sacrifice him to God, or like just get rid of him or whatever, cut the baby in half, blah blah blah.
A lot of Solomon that shit.
Yeah,
right? A lot of murder in this already. And with that said, a lot of blah 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 whatever. But okay,
you're whatevering a lot of motives. Court there would not let you whatever this.
But it's understood. Everybody's cool with it. Blah blah blah.
Right. What if that's the comparison is? Stop and think about the most extreme version of this, or stop and think of like the most extreme thing that you can do in response to this. Mm-hmm. And then go, holy shit, that's crazy. God wants me to do that. And then go, okay, step back from that. And then see that there are all these alternatives and other places that you can go to.
Yeah, meth stops that. I think meth really is like, no, just do the crazy option that we thought of. It's really meth. If meth is an NFL offensive coordinator, it's like Hail Mary. And you're like, well, it's first down. Yeah, Hail Mary. Throw the ball to the end zone every time. Just loft it up there. I mean, when you get caught in these theological or like, universal conversations, like what are we? I can't believe that a common answer isn't just like, I don't know. We're too small. We're too small to really understand.
The thing is, it's we all don't know.
Not one person knows.
Right. But
there's not one person that comes and is like, actually, it's this. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what religion was for a long time. Religion's like, it's this. And people are like, oh, this guy thinks that, all right, I'm freaking out. I got to follow this guy's lead.
Even the great Stephen Hawking, before his death, he goes, yeah, I was wrong. It makes no fucking sense. Really? He's like, my purpose in life was to make sense of the universe.
Arguably the smartest man that ever lived.
And he says that it makes no sense.
But that's what I love about it. It's like, no one knows. No one got the answer. You know when you went to take a test in school and you saw people writing and you didn't know and you're like, that feeling of insecurity and you're like, oh, I'm dumb. I don't really know. And then you realize like, oh, these motherfuckers don't know either. They're just fucking writing shit down just to feel better that they're putting stuff on paper. But really, like, that's why I like drugs. That's why I like mushrooms. Is you do mushrooms, you get high enough and you're like, oh, none of this makes sense. We're all fucking just, Yeah,
it's just our interpretation of it that we're living in it.
Yeah, it really is just like your interpretation of also of what everyone thinks about you.
And what's funny about the school thing is that, sometimes I think, okay, what if I did it all over again? You know your confidence, etc. I bet you I wouldn't study anymore. I would
study less. Would study absolutely less. I would do no homework. And I wouldn't even graduate. I'd be like, go fuck yourself. I know the answers. I know what I'm going to do.
And I'd look at other students and be like, you don't know either.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll see you in my mom's garage in 20 years. Fucko. I know where you're headed. But it really is one of those things where that's always my friends who are married. When I talk to them, they're like, if I was single, I'd be cleaning up. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. It'd be like, it's the exact same as if I went to high school, I'd be the coolest kid. No, you wouldn't. There'd be another kid that would fucking hit the same button that kid hit and shut you the fuck down.
Right.
No one knows.
You're absolutely, all right, I won't do it.
Don't do it. Don't go back to school. Don't Billy Madison us. You have a very successful podcast. Just keep going.
No, you would just be the weird kid that knew too much weird shit.
Oh, yeah. And then I'll just be like, what do you mean emotionless sex? I go, listen, I want to get my dick sucked, but I'm also like, I need to know you.
Why would you touch back there?
Yeah. What are you doing?
So
what do you mean spit on it?
Right. The body's already doing stuff.
Yeah, I got trust me. I know I'm only 15, but I have a guy in his 30s taste.
I'm in English. Call me an old man.
Yeah,
but
why are you on a titty fuck? Just listen, okay? When things get older, you need stuff.
You know what? I think they'll always ask you why you want a titty fuck.
Yeah. And my response will be, why not?
Yeah, it's the answer is to be gross. Want to do it?
Hell yeah. Let's crawl around in the mud, you little piggy.
What other crevice can I put this in?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Help me out.
Man, once I learn how to do that emotionally, wow, all the answers will be unlocked.
Like the universe, I shrug and I go, look, I don't know.
Yeah. Why is the sky blue? I don't know. Push them together.
So Kaylee, this woman, she believes it's on her to reunite the people that are stuck in their graves to God, and she could only do that by hurting herself. It made the world darker and took everything I believed in and distorted them to make me go down the path to pulling out my eyes. As she walked closer to church, while she searched for an acquaintance, she felt time was running out to save the world. I proceeded to pull out my eyes. So picture you're about to meet her. You're a friend. I proceeded to pull out my eyes with my bare hands, twisted them, pulled them, popped them.
Oh.
I told the pastor who showed up, pray for me. I want to see the light. Pray for me. The pastor said, what the fuck?
You can't see the light anymore. You're blind.
She says she's expected to go back to rehab for another 4 weeks in the near future, but she's been keeping herself busy by serving as a public speaker for the Commission for the Blind.
What?
All right. All right.
What?
By the way, if you're her friend, how bad do you feel if you're late?
Yeah.
You're like, ooh, sorry, got stuck. Oh my God, Kaylee, your eyes are gone. Oh, Jesus. I should have played that extra game of Madden. I'm so sorry. She goes, you were late. And you're like, oh.
The friend's now early for everything.
Yeah, I got to be there. I got to be there. I have a thing.
Kenda used to think all her friends were dying because her brother tried to kill himself, right?
Yeah, imagine if your fucking friend ripped their eyeballs out.
She also hopes to raise enough money for a seeing eye dog to the GoFund. Well, as long as you don't think this dog has to sacrifice one day.
She goes, I got to, yeah.
She has $18,000 of her $50,000 goal. She wants to share her story so that others know the dangers of hard drugs.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, some people just pick scabs. I guess you could tear your eyes out. Yeah. Meth is a thing. Meth is like heroin where I just don't. I get it, but I don't get it. I don't understand why you would try to do it knowing the addiction rate.
That's what I was about to say. It's not meth that you have to warn people about. It's not drugs. It's not alcohol they have to warn people about. It's the feeling right before you take it. So you can go, by the way, did you know that meth can gouge out your eyes? Yes, we read.
Yeah.
Like we know. Like
everyone knows.
Then why did you ever smoke meth? Because there's a good feeling that comes with that drowns my shitty feeling. Can we talk about my shitty feeling? No, because I don't know how to yet. That's what meth helped me do.
Yeah.
And then I gouged out my eyes. Let's not talk about I get it. Meth is dangerous. Is there a person who's ever heard of meth that goes, really? What's your take on dangerous?
Yeah. I don't know. I need to hear more about meth. I think meth has really got an upside to it.
Let's weigh the options. No, it's not that. It's the feeling right before.
Yeah, and it really is. And that's, I think one of the things that we don't deal with is like, what are these people feeling that meth is the solution?
Right. That you go, you know what? All this warning about meth, I could beat that.
Yeah.
That's going to be better than
how
this
bad
feeling.
is your life when you're like, meth could help? Yeah. Meth could help. It could help
even
me
if
out.
Just for a second I need out to the level of meth. I don't look at it.
I always go weed.
But no matter the drug, when you ripped out your eyeball, and here's the thing. So she's telling her friends, watch out for meth. This is what happens. And you got to be like, yeah, okay, that's crazy stuff.
You go, can we put some glass ones in? This is a lot.
And the trip, no pun, that she's going to put on her kids.
Oh, well.
Like, you want
to talk about some real issues. The guy that's like, no, I'm in this. I love you.
If her kids end up doing hard drugs, I mean, what lesson are we learning? Then can we know it's not the meth, it's the feeling before?
Well, I mean, here becomes the interesting question. She has kids. They resent her for ripping her eyes out, and you know, obviously what comes with that of her living a life as a blind person, and they might resent her for all the things they're going to have to do to help her live a normal life. And then they grow up and they bury that resentment. And they don't have the proper technique to have therapy or a psychological look at it. So then they end up just being like, well, I mean, that's what drinking. That's my relationship with alcohol. Drinking killed my dad, and I went and
you
drank.
Still found it was a good idea.
I went and drank for 12 years, hard. I mean, my dad died of drinking when I was 14, and I doubled the fuck down. I was like, it's what we're good at. It's like, I'm gonna go do it. And then
I
it was
hear
like,
these stories. 'Cause I listen to AA online, and there's this one woman. She's like, when I gave birth, a bunch of doctors walked into my room and said, "How fucking much do you drink? This kid is drenched in vodka. They're crying tears of fucking vodka. You are a monster." She goes, "I felt so fucking bad about the kind of human being that I've become. I couldn't drink fast enough."
yeah.
That's the response, because
It's just double
that's
down.
Still
Just
in you.
double down.
Yeah.
I know guys
By the way, that kid is fine and valedictorian, did really well.
Really?
Turned life around. Yeah.
That's fucking great. And I love that. But it's also like with guys, I know guys that cheat on their girlfriends. And then they cheat, and then they're like, "I'm such a piece of shit. Now I got to go cheat more. Like now I'm just gonna fucking be that guy that's just fucking on the side."
Because they're cutting.
Yeah, and they're just like,
That's their heroin.
Every time they have sex, they're just like, "I'm such a piece of shit." But then they go get another girl to be their side chick, and then one of their side girls blows up the thing, and they're like, "Oh!" And you're like, "Well, you caused all."
Surprise!
Yeah, it's like this is.
It's that feeling right before.
It's the feeling right before. It's the feeling right before.
And it goes to what you said before, how people don't understand a slip can happen. An accident can happen.
Yeah, but just stand back up.
Of course.
Don't fucking roll around like an asshole.
You can do it.
I mean, trust me. And this is coming from someone, I am worried about slipping every single day. I walk around worried about slipping. Like last night, I'm hanging out with people that they wouldn't let me drink. Everyone on the cast of Billions knows I don't drink.
But you know that's not a thing. And no one has to let you drink.
No one has to let me drink.
Yeah.
I have to not let myself drink.
Right.
And by the way, I felt great. I had a good hang, and then I went home and watched Ken Burns. I went and got Dad Knowledge.
Right. And then you wake up at a decent time. You're
Oh
like,
my
"Look what
God.
I just did."
Waking up. I try to tell someone about this. More important than waking up, I remember going to bed. For 5 years, I remember going to bed.
Right.
For 12 years, I didn't remember going to bed. For 12 years, I'd wake up and be like, "Ooh." I remember being at Cabin Bar. I remember a cab ride where I convinced the guy to let me smoke a cigarette. Don't remember going to sleep. There's a bowl of half-eaten Frosted Flakes and Pearl Jam's 10 blaring when I woke up.
You do look like you're fit.
Oh,
Have you
thank you.
changed anything in that regard?
Exercise and diet.
Yeah, you do look like. I mean, yeah, and
Well, thank you. Yeah, I had an ex-girlfriend. We broke up in 2015, but she was very beautiful, and I was very out of shape because I was eating like fucking shit. I was eating a bag of Tate's cookies a night, and I just remember being like,
that's a downside of pot.
"Oh yeah, it is. Oh God, yeah, it is. But what a sweet ass downside.
Literally.
Oh man, my sweet ass almost got the beaties. No, but she. I remember being like feeling bad for her having sex with me because I was just like, ugh, just like gelatinous, and she's just like,
goodness.
she's in shape, and she was like doing yoga 3 times a week and exercising 4 times a week, and then I'm just like, I'm your boyfriend, and I felt fucking gross, and so I've kind of just over the past 2 to 3 years been like, exercise at least twice to 3 times a day or a week.
Right.
A day. I'm super into it. I'm like, I got muscle fibers in my bloodstream like those CrossFit people.
Well, the good news when you're talking to this woman that ripped her eyes out is that you can roll your eyes back at her.
Yeah.
She's never going to know.
You just can't do it with tone. You
Right.
can't go, yeah, sure. She goes, I sensed that.
You could just go, "Sounds good," and then look at your friend and give that blowjob sign. Okay.
I go, well, someone's fucking
I couldn't hear that at all.
Yeah, she goes, my vision, actually, my hearing has gotten better since I've
Right.
lost my eyesight. You're like, oh yeah, I forgot that's how it works.
I'm Daredevil now, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
Dan Soder, you want to follow him online? Go to @DanSoder. The website is dansoder.com, SODER. And if you ever want to see other times that Dan was on this show, go to keithandthegirl.com/DanSoder. All right. You can hear him when he was drunk.
I actually I think this is like the first podcast I came on after I quit drinking and talked about it in depth.
So you're welcome.
So
This
thank
is what
you.
I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Full
I just want to
circle.
thank you both.
You're welcome.
You're the only reason I'm here.
We got it on video.
I know. You guys nailed it.
All your eyeballs.
Oh.
Don't forget, take a look, keithandthegirl.com/tickets. We want to see you in New York, in LA.
KeithAndTheGirl.com. TheGirl.com. 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 TheGirl.com.